Joe, I just don't think there's a shirt that can really contain you. You know, it must be an ongoing issue for you. Yeah.
They're okay.
You're listening to Workplace Inappropriate, where HR professionals and their guests discuss real workplace scenarios to answer the question, what is workplace inappropriate? Co-host and HR professionals Kieran Lowry, Kate Owen, and Zoe Grahl of WorkforcePositive.com won't bore you with employment law or get right just about workplace conduct. Instead, they're going to answer real questions, like should I dance on the table at the Christmas party? Or can I tell someone their clothes are workplace inappropriate? Kieran, Kay, Zoe, and their guests are lifting the lid on some HR juice and losing the HR fun police tag. With their A-plus HR advice, you can have fun and still keep your job. Now, here are your hosts, Kieran, Kate, and Zoe.
Hello, welcome back to the Workplace Inappropriate podcast. I'm your host today, Kate, and I'm here with Average Joe and Kieran.
Hello.
And we're going to be reading some Reddit stories about the workplace and determining who is the asshole. But before we get into it, we'll pass it on to Kieran to talk about Workforce Positive.
Welcome to the Workplace Inappropriate podcast, brought to you by Workforce Positive. My name's Kieran Lowry and I'm the Director of Workforce Positive, and we'll take a couple of moments just to tell you a little bit about us. We're a HR consulting firm. We're based in Queensland in Australia, and our passion is to fortify our client businesses against risk, to formulate their success pathway towards their future realised. And as a business owner, I know that your future realised is the zenith of all your plans and goals, all the hopes and dreams that you had when you started your business. So how do we do that? Well, we do all the usual things that you'd expect. Employment contracts, we do recruitment, we do success profiling, we do individual performance, learning and development plans, and we run workshops and team building. But what we're really passionate about is bullying and harassment prevention. The Workplace Inappropriate podcast is part of that purpose that we feel strongly about. Creating workplaces where people feel safe to be themselves, they feel heard, and they know they can come to work and enjoy friendships and engagement with customers and their job, and they don't have to worry about being harassed or bullied or sexually assaulted. That's our ideal workplace and an ideal outcome from our prevention programs. So in our episodes, we're going to discuss everyday things that happen in workplaces all the time. And sometimes they mean nothing. And sometimes they can lead to a very bad outcome for the employees and for the business. So today, we're going to talk about something that's pertinent and interesting, hopefully, and give you some tips about how you can show up and do your best at work and be workplace appropriate. If you have any ideas for our podcast, we'd love to hear them. We'd love to hear topics and questions. Q&A is always open every month for you to submit your questions. And if you're interested as a business owner in learning more about how you can create better workplace interactions and prevent bullying and harassment, then please engage with us. Give us a call on 0746 02 990 or contact us through the website workforcepositive.com to talk to us about our prevention programs. We have an efficient, effective, cost-effective program that you can access on a monthly or annual basis. It's my pleasure to bring you this podcast and I hope you enjoy it. Let's take a moment to introduce the people that make this podcast possible. We have Kate. Kate is our HR program coordinator and my executive assistant at Workforce Positive. She's a current HR student at university studying business management, majoring in HR and maybe accounting, but she hasn't decided yet. Kate's passionate about equity. She loves to do the right thing and she has an incredible work ethic. As a person, she's just a pleasure to have around and so funny. But do watch out for her hockey stick. We have Zoe. Zoe is also a student at the Australian National University studying psychology and international business. She's in her second year and about to jet set off to the UK for a vacation internship or exchange program. I think that's what it's called, an exchange program. Zoe has an incredible interest in communication, psychology, diversity, and she brings all of her own work experiences and experiences at university to the table. She loves to know why things happen, why people communicate, and how they can go astray sometimes. We also have our regular Joe off the street. Now, regular Joe, he represents just that, regular Joe. He's all about not being politically correct, not being censored, saying what you think, and letting everyone just be themselves. So thank you to Kate, Zoe, and Joe off the street, for bringing your talents to the show.
All right, welcome back. So should we just jump right into it or
Let's get started.
let's get started?
Who's the asshole? Oh, it started early today, folks. I apologise.
You walked right into
on
that.
Spotify, there was a shot across the bow there.
You walked right into that one, average Joe.
It's all right. Just let me get warmed up.
All right, here we go. Am I the asshole for not sympathising with my work friend and telling her she should know better? I, 25 male, work in a mundane office job in middle corporate America, so American one, and spent most days hating whatever decisions I made to get me to this point. Lovely. One of the people I'm closer with is Ash, 24 female. We are the only people under 30 in the office, so that's why we've gotten close. Yesterday, we had our spring cleaning day. This is where we are instructed to wear comfy clothes that we can beat up in order to clean the office. We were instructed to wear jeans and a t-shirt or whatever was comfortable, and simply to that. No sweatpants though. The short version is that Ash was called into our boss's office and spoken to about her outfit choice, which was jeans and a cropped sweater. I guess they just told her that wearing a cropped sweater that went just above her navel was inappropriate work attire, even in a situation like this. Boss gave her an old t-shirt with the company logo to change into. Ash spent the next 30 minutes yapping my freaking ear off about how it's unfair, sexist, and embarrassing that she was spoken to about her outfit. She said she was wearing jeans and wore a comfortable top that she could get dirty, and that is clearly what the boss had said to wear. After growing tired of listening to her, I told her I don't feel bad for her and she made a dumb decision. She accused me of being as sexist as our boss. I told her she is in a corporate job and she is not 16, so frankly, she should know better. And that doesn't take a genius to know you should probably have shoulders to knees covered in a work setting. I know I didn't put it kindly, but she was also yapping for a while and I just couldn't understand how she didn't see this coming. So am I the arsehole?
No,
I take offence to the word yapping.
Yeah.
that's when you go, nah, like this.
It's
Surely you've yapped before.
I think it's implying like it gives me dog vibes.
Yeah, it was just complaining over and over and over and over again.
Well, she was worked up.
Yeah, she was angry.
She hadn't needed an outlet.
She had dealt with this like for the 13 years that she was at school, and now she's dealing
Even
it
at
with
school,
it
you can't go to school with your belly button showing.
because of the dress code. But see, this is in America. There's like a big debate about dress codes because they're sexist in that the boys were always allowed to wear whatever they want, even if it was inappropriate, and whatever a girl wore got,
What?
Yeah.
This is what you have to wear in a corporate setting in Australia or in the US.
Yes.
You can't get your tits out. You can't show your legs. This is what you
that's
wear as a
right.
dude, struggling to see how
I'm
we
talking
get
about
off easily.
I'm talking about in a school environment.
Yeah.
So like in a school environment, the teenage boys were wearing like things that said inappropriate things on their shirt, or like those weird cutout shirts.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
the
when-
long ones.
and they were fine. Like they weren't getting in trouble. Where if a girl in summer, like in America at school, wore a like singlet, she got in trouble for exposing her shoulders. Is this what it said? That she should be covered shoulder to knee.
Yeah.
You think?
In the corporate world.
Yeah.
In the corporate world?
Yeah, look,
so.
is the debate here about whether or not we agree with the employer's position about what she wore or disagree? Or is it him telling her his thoughts about her choice?
I think the thoughts about his choice.
Yeah.
He's going, you should have known better. You came in a crop top to work. You should know that you'd be covered from shoulder to knees. Shouldn't need to be explained. And you came to work with your belly button. Well, I'm guessing this all showing.
Well, he said navel, so it's probably just above her jeans. It's probably a gap of about that much.
Yeah.
But it's not appropriate in a corporate.
But so are we taking it?
But that's why we're talking about it.
Well, I'm reckoning he's not an asshole then. I'm on his side.
But okay, so if it was, I would assume like if it was a regular day at the office, if it was meeting a client, it's a regular day at the office, it's corporate world. wearing a crop top and jeans is typically not acceptable. However, I think what the Ash lady's issue is that they were told to wear something comfortable, wear jeans and a shirt.
She
And
hasn't even got a shirt on. She's got a crop top jumper.
Sweater on. Could be cold. So I think she's angry that she was told this and she's gotten in trouble for wearing something.
Well, we do know that in the future now, whenever this happens, they're going to have to explicitly say...
It depends on how cropped it is.
Oh.
Here I am. I'm just cleaning this roof up here. Oh, sorry. That's all right. The girls are falling out the bottom. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, Joe, I just don't think there's a shirt that can really contain you. It must be an ongoing issue for you. Yeah.
They're okay.
They're in.
Yeah, as long as I'm fully covered, they don't pop out.
They?
Okay, well, let's go to the actual question of this thing, is that he's asking if he's the asshole for getting up her for yapping her mouth.
No, I would say no.
I think there's a way to address it. Like, if you're genuinely sick of someone complaining about it, you just be like, just move on.
Yeah.
Like, it is what it is, move on.
The truth is, I think anyone at work who spends an inordinate amount of time talking about the same thing about themselves and they're basically complaining, like, I don't think I'd want to listen to anything that went on for that long. So maybe I think the challenge is that he's weighed in with an opinion about justifying the actions of the employer when clearly she's upset about it.
Well, he hasn't sided with her and they're supposed to be friends, and so she would expect him to side with her, but he didn't.
She's also probably just looking for someone to vent to as well.
Yeah.
Typically, your venting person just needs to say, oh, yeah, cool, move on. Like, there's just an ear to talk to.
Yes. And I think you've said this before, is it, am I here to listen or am I here to solve the problem?
Yeah.
Is that the question?
Because I would say most dudes want to fix the problem. Can't fix the problem, I agree with it, you weren't in trouble. Whereas she maybe just wanted a vent.
Yeah.
Who knows? But I'm with you, mate. Whatever your name is, you have Average Joe's support. You are not an asshole.
I think the lesson is if there's an existing uniform policy, that it does still have presence even on a nufty day.
Yes.
Where you're casually dressed or casual Friday or something. At the end of the day, it's still a workplace. So I would always err on the side of caution. So if it's a corporate or a conservative environment, I would still be wearing something conservative, even if it was casual.
Yes, casual day, yes.
And the fact that they went to the point of saying no sweatpants. Like for me, sweatpants.
Well, obviously someone came in sweatpants and had to now wear jeans, and now someone's come in a tank top. So now we've got to go, no tank tops, no sweatpants. Yeah.
Because I think sweatpants are the perfect thing to clean in. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, that's right.
I'd be more upset about that.
Anyway, moving on.
But do I think he's the asshole? Yeah.
No.
There's a better way to handle it. Like, I agree in the sense of you shouldn't really, like, he should just have said,
Look, mate, you
on.
should have been able to read her mind, know exactly what it was that she wanted you to say, and then say that. That's what you should have done. But in lieu of you being some genius who can read minds...
let's just move on. Let's just forget about it.
No, I didn't say that my secret pleasure, is disagreeing with Average Joe.
I'm like a big fish. I take the bait and I just... Anyway, let's go. Move on.
All right. Am I the asshole for demanding my coworker pay me for a ride to work after many months of giving her a free ride? For the last 14 months, I've been driving one of my coworkers to and from work. She only lives a mile up the road from me and is on the way, so I've never asked her for a dime or accepted when she's offered money. From my perspective, I'm going there either way, and her overall household expenses are higher than my own, so I felt like it's the right thing to do. Over the weekend, my car went to the shop. I told my coworker that I wouldn't be available to give her a ride neither Monday or Tuesday. She said it wasn't a problem because her boyfriend is off this week and would give her a ride. I asked if I could bum a ride as well. I even offered to walk her home so they wouldn't have to drive backwards. She asked her boyfriend about it and he said he would, but he wanted $20 for the 2 days. I know it's just $20, but that set me off. I declined the offer and said I'd find my own ride. At work yesterday, she asked about my car. I told her I'd be getting my car Tuesday night after work, but that going forward, I'd like $30 a week, a third of my gas costs, if she wanted to ride with me. She was upset about this and said her boyfriend had only wanted money from me because by having me in the car, he was being forced to drive straight home when he picked me up. I pointed out that I've been happy to drive straight home to help her out for over a year and that it wouldn't have killed him to show me at least some level of appreciation. Today, she said that she'd no longer be riding with me after talking about it with her boyfriend. She said she felt disappointed with me for holding his actions against her and that I was being petty. A couple of other co-workers told me throughout the day that her boyfriend's just an asshole and she doesn't really have a say at home. But overall, agreed with me that it was a dick move. From my perspective, this dude directly benefits from me thanks to his girlfriend and not needing a car of her own or spending a dime in travel. And my co-worker should have defended me. Do you think I'm being petty about this?
Oh, wow.
No.
I don't think so. I think the boyfriend's a dick.
Yeah.
And I think the co-worker is kind of taking advantage of it
Yep.
big time.
Yeah. I mean, it did say that she had offered, or the
She
person
had offered, yes.
and he declined, so that's fine. But if the boyfriend wanted $20, it should never have gotten to the co-worker. She should have said, yeah, no worries, I'll get you the $20 and I would have paid it on your behalf because you do heaps of stuff for me.
Yeah.
It never should have gotten to that level. So no, he's not he's a saint by the sounds of it.
Yeah, 14 months.
Yeah, that's nice. Like, I think when you get into routines with people, he's literally driving along, picking her up, driving to work. Like, it works for them.
So so on this one time that they don't have a ride, it can't be given back?
No, I really think that was the wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
And like you say, if the person really is that intent on having $20, I think I would have just paid it on behalf of the person or stood up to my partner. But I think I would be getting some free domestic violence and coercive control brochures and giving them to my co-worker.
Yeah, by the sounds of it. Who just gets angry?
That's not a person you should be in a long-term relationship with.
Yeah, who gets angry? Oh, I'm angry because I have to go straight home.
2 days.
2 days. No. Going straight home. Where else are you going?
Yeah, and I've been doing it for 14 months.
Yeah, that's right.
Even if you'd only done it 2 times, still, there should be an even exchange.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when it's for free.
Yeah. So this, I think just as a co-worker, maybe as just a workplace community, just recognising that this person isn't in a healthy relationship. At some point, she's going to need to come out of that. And whilst you shouldn't put yourself out now, you know, like paying the $20 or whatever, like at some point she's going to want to reconnect with people and she might have some apologies to make. But just accepting that it's probably not healthy where she's at.
Yeah. So do we think telling her from now on, if you want a lift, giving me $30 a week is the petty thing to do, or is that pretty reasonable?
Oh, look, I think it's the person, the driver, is obviously pretty pissed off. And by doing that, I think he's going, well, you know, this is what I've done for you for the last 14 months. I haven't charged you $30 and you hit me up for $20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon over time he'll probably just give her a lift anyway because by the sounds of it, he's a nice person.
Yeah, but I think they were just trying to make a point.
Yeah.
You know, in the sense of that was pretty shitty.
And to make
see how you feel about it.
Because didn't he say $30 is like a third of his fuel or something?
Gas costs. Yeah.
So he's paying $90 a week to drive to work, and she's not paying any of that anyways.
Yeah.
So even $30 is cheap.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Personally.
true.
Yeah.
Imagine the amount of money that they would have spent on like cabs or Ubers and stuff.
I think he probably feels bad about it, and I think the lesson there is don't react.
Yeah.
Just say no if you don't want to pay $20, and I think it's probably the right answer. But don't worry about reacting in kind because you know you don't like that behaviour, so why do it yourself?
Yeah. I'm just reading a reply, and you want to talk about petty. They said, you should have said this, $20 for 2 days is $10 a day. I would have said, great, what a deal. $10 a day for a ride to work is a great standard price. I've drove you for 280 days, which is $2,800. Minus the $20 for these days. You owe me $2,780. Thanks.
Cumulative benefit.
That could have been the petty thing to do, but yep.
It could have been worse. Yeah.
I think that was just the boyfriend being an asshole and the girl being controlled by the boyfriend. Yeah. All right, moving on. Am I the asshole for telling my supervisor the truth as to why my coworker doesn't like me? Am I the asshole? I moved to a new city in early April for a job. At work, I met this girl who was the same age as me, and she was kind enough to invite me to her birthday dinner that weekend. That was bold. It was my first invite and a chance to meet new people. At her birthday dinner, I met a group of girls who were so kind and we exchanged social medias. That's the new term for exchanging phone numbers.
Got it.
Yeah. They would go out every
a couple
weekend.
of dinosaurs sitting here with you. Thanks, Kate.
They would go out every weekend and I went to a few of their outings. I also met this guy at my apartment's gym when I first moved in, and we've been on 2 dates and text and call every day. I didn't expect to meet someone so quick, but I really like him. I went out for brunch mimosas with my new friends and they were discussing relationships and guys. I brought up the guy I was seeing and they all went silent. One of them speaks and says that's her ex. They broke up last summer after a year and a half of dating. I said, oh, and it went quiet. After we left, my coworker texted me saying if I wanted to be cool with her and her friends, I can't date the guy I'm seeing since it's awkward and she hasn't gotten over him. I thought about it, and when he invited me on another date and asked to be exclusive, it made me realize I didn't want to end things. This is a new group and I just met and hung out with a few times. Plus, I was only friends with my coworker and never spoke to her friend that dated him one-on-one. When I told her my decision, she called me fake and I said I chose dick over a true friend group, and that the girl is devastated. At work, she became very rude and doesn't speak to me, and the team noticed. Our supervisor called us both in for a meeting asking what the issue was, and she said that I chose to no longer want to be cordial with her. Cordial with her. Interesting. I told the supervisor this full story since that made it seem like I did something horrible, and our supervisor was shocked. She said it's petty and to drop it, and she expected better from my coworker. When we were leaving, she called me an asshole, saying that I shouldn't have told the story and could have been vague, and that I'm unprofessional, and that she could lose her job since she's already on probation. Am I the asshole?
No.
No, I don't think so. I think it's a Mean Girls
Oh yeah, you
situation.
can't sit with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got it. Can I say, like, I just secretly love these?
You secretly love these.
Yeah.
Well, it's not secret anymore. You've told me.
No, but I
Millions
love-
of viewers that we have now know that your secret is out, that you like reading the Reddit posts.
It's really cute the number of people that say to me, oh, I've listened to your podcast, and I think, oh, people actually listen? But
What?
like
Millions of people? You told me listen to this.
millions.
Millions of people.
No, but like I secretly really love Reddit. Like I am on Reddit.
Really?
reading- Yeah, I love
It's
this
his
stuff.
guilty pleasure.
It's my guilty pleasure.
Anyway.
In addition to disagreeing with Average Joe, yes, Reddit is my guilty pleasure. So
I thought you were going to disagree with me here. I think she's...
I don't think she's
think-
the arsehole at all.
No.
She told the truth.
Yeah.
You know, she was asked, told the truth. She did what's best for her, which was going out with the guy she liked. It's fucking...
Chasing the D.
It's the other girl's fault that she can't be mature enough to realise that her ex-boyfriend can have a new relationship.
can I ask, can we work out from what's been written here how long it's been since they broke up?
Yeah,
A
she
year
said
and a half.
a year and a half, didn't she, somewhere? 18
Broke
months?
up last
summer.
summer after a year and a half of dating.
And we can go. So I moved to a new city in early April.
So April in America is what
It's-
season?
Spring.
That's spring.
So
So
last
nearly summer. Yeah, so nearly a whole year.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I think the other girl needs to...
You don't have dibs on an ex forever.
No,
Surely.
no.
You don't. You definitely don't.
Like nearly a year. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like a day after you've broken up, maybe.
I was going to say, a day, is that where you cut off this? Next day, good to go, mate. You are dead to me.
That's so harsh. But it's just a bit rough, I think, to expect that...
It'd be different if she was in the group friends.
Already. That's what I was
Already.
going to say.
But she didn't even, it'd be like me and you breaking up and then me and Kieran, like, you didn't even know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not...
Yeah, okay, this is a bad example.
I know about exactly
You know
what
what
you're
I
doing.
mean? Not me, but as in, like, you don't even know the person.
No.
Yeah, no,
Like,
that's
she had
right.
no idea about the person who dated that person. She's like, what? You're not my friend. I don't know you.
I can guarantee that if she knew that her new mate had dated the bloke that she'd seen a couple of times, there is no way that she would have told her. right? So she's gone innocently to lunch and be like, I met this guy in my
yes,
building
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and been open about it. That would not have happened if they had all known each other prior.
Yeah,
She would have
that's
been
right.
kept to herself.
Yeah.
She would have done it
Under
sneaky.
the down low, I believe is the term that's used.
I'm surprised that she didn't tell all the bad things about him while they broke up to try and dissuade her from pursuing.
Clearly, she was in the wrong. She's still upset about it.
Well, she might not have been in the wrong. She just maybe a bit heartbroken.
She's probably heartbroken.
In fact, she's probably
Pining.
the better party.
Oh, why? Because she's the female party?
Oh, and she's been left heartbroken. So clearly we're going to start.
Well, he's moved on. He's moved on. He should be allowed to move on. Just as she should be allowed to move on.
So I think what's happening is the other girl, the co-worker, has called the friend, the new person, the asshole for saying the real story to the supervisor. So what are we talking about? So what do we say about that? So the supervisor, first of all, has called both of them in because there's haste between them. So they've called them in. The supervisor's saying, yo, what's the problem?
Yeah, pretty well.
Yeah. And then she said, well, you know, her friend, blah, 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 blah. She's telling the truth. And the co-worker's gone, well, you're an asshole. You shouldn't have said that.
Look, I think it turns out that the co-worker, while she might put out a front of like welcomingness and friendliness, the truth of it is that she's actually not that nice.
Yeah.
And
she, in her own
probation,
she, in her own words, is fake.
No.
Is this a different? Was that
She's
a different?
calling the new person fake.
Yeah, that's what I mean. She, in her own words, is fake. The co-worker. So she called the new person fake. I'm calling the co-worker fake.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, because if you look at the
down.
timeline, so she's just started. She gets welcomed into this friendship group to a birthday party. Like, you don't invite
Randoms. Yeah, I know. That's what, I
randos.
thought that was a bit interesting.
And straight off the bat, you're not besties.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I think you're not.
I think it was a
asshole.
mean girl scenario that she had avoided.
Yeah.
I reckon.
Yeah.
And that might be why the boyfriend and the other girl broke up, because he was aware of the mean girl group and he was rising above. He was rising above.
All right.
The cream always rises to the top.
All right.
Well, I would know.
Alrighty. We're moving on. This next one, I think Joe is going to have. I think it's going to be a good one.
Okay, what's this?
Oh, here we go.
Am I the asshole for calling my coworker chunky after she repeatedly calls me slim and makes references to my weight after I've asked her multiple times not to? Okay.
Ooh.
I have a female coworker who repeatedly calls me out regarding my weight. I am female, 5'9", 115 pounds. So what's that?
Very thin.
Yeah, and very thin. There we go.
And 15, almost 2.
So she is very overweight, the other girl that is talking about her. All the time she makes comments about my weight. She doesn't call me by my name. She calls me slim. And I've overheard her say one time to go and ask Toothpick. And she has said stuff like, you need some meat on your bones and you need to eat. I've only worked there 8 days. Whoa.
Wow.
I have asked her very nicely to stop. Yesterday I asked her to stop calling me slim again, and she basically said it's her mouth and she can say what she wants. Today when she said morning slim, I replied morning chunky, and she got upset and actually started crying. Everybody here at work, only 6 of us in total, is saying I'm wrong and I should apologise because being called fat is different than being called skinny, because being called skinny is a compliment. I said as long as she calls me slim, I will call her chunky, and now I'm the bad person? Am I the asshole if I don't apologise? The owner/manager has completely ignored the situation, saying it's a high school issue and we should figure it out.
I'm so on board with that.
Great HR advice there. Sort it out in the playground. Don't bring it into work.
The owner manager's like, yeah, not for me to worry about. You guys sort it out.
We've got an edit here for more info. It says, we do not have a HR. There's only 6 of us working here.
It's a cupcake.
It's a cupcake shop. I think I love's eaten a few too many cupcakes.
Yeah.
We are all regular employees. I went to the owner before I called her chunky, and I asked him to talk to her because I felt she was harassing me. That's when he said we can handle it ourselves. That's why I called her chunky. I told her to stop calling me slim, and I didn't like it, and she continued to do it. She didn't stop doing it after I asked multiple times, and I didn't know what to do besides what she was doing to me. She brought up my weight, I brought up hers.
Yep.
I just want to know if she's continued to call her slim.
Yeah.
Or if she stopped.
I think that's perfect handling of the situation.
Well, she did all the right things to begin with when they didn't go on her side. She told her to stop doing it. She approached her manager.
Stop it, I don't like it.
Yeah, she approached her manager. The manager did nothing.
Nothing.
So she retaliated.
I want to ask Average Joe to do something for me.
Yeah.
Can you sing the Moto Moto song?
I like them big. I like them plumpy.
I don't think that's
all I could hear the whole time you were reading was Moto Moto. Okay, sorry, back to this.
But anyway, but I think
Come round.
I think she stood up for herself. Oh my god.
Moto Moto.
so done.
So nice, you got to say it twice.
I think Moto Moto likes you.
But I'm with this chick. I think that's the perfect way.
I don't think she's an asshole.
No, hell no. I think that's a perfect way to handle this kind of stuff, especially in a workplace. So, because it is a small team, so if you go to HR and you make a big song and dance about it, it's going to make it difficult for you to work together. So I think if you want to call me Slim, I'm going to call you Chunky, and I'm going to call you Chunky until you stop calling me Slim.
Should we get my mum's point of view? She's
100%.
calling me.
Mum.
Hi, Mum, you're on the podcast.
Oh, sorry.
No, stay. We've got
with
an
us.
important question to ask you.
Say hello. So we're reading a review, or a workplace drama, I should say. And this girl is very skinny, and one of her co-workers is calling her Slim all the time, like nicknamed her Slim, and is saying all these comments that she needs meat on her bones. The girls approached her manager, said that it's all, she doesn't like it, and they did nothing, and she's told the girl to stop. So the next morning, the girl said, "Morning, Slim," and the girl come back, "Morning, Chunky," because the other girl was fat. Do you think that's a good way to handle the situation?
Well, as far as nothing was ever done about it, so,
She said nothing was ever done about it. I think Mum's got my similar answer.
Yeah, you're definitely your mother's daughter.
Yeah. I think that's a good to have a nice perspective.
you got to fight your battles when you can.
She
They'll
said,
fight your battles when they can.
"Yep,
Love it.
very well said." Okay, I'll call you back, Mum. Thanks.
Yeah, bye.
She sounded super impressed about being on the podcast.
Yeah, she's like, oh,
My mum
famous
doesn't.
again.
My mum doesn't like to talk that much.
she's the
So
quietest little.
So we've got one more, I think. But to wrap this one here up, we're in agreement. She's not an arsehole. She's handled it properly.
Yeah.
And if you want to call me Slim, then I'm going to call you Chunky. And to be fair, I've done this in my own workplace all the time. It's
Sorry?
great. Yeah. So sometimes it's a really good way of actually, for a dude, I don't know if maybe it's different for women, but for dudes, quite often the more crap that we give each other, the more it means that we kind of like each other.
yeah,
Yeah.
So if you're calling me fat, I'm going to call you ugly, or like there's a bloke that I used to work with, I call him a. I might not put it on camera, but and he calls me equally terrible things back. But
Oh, come on, what do you call him?
no, it's okay. I call him a. That's why I call him. He calls me some other things. A squinty-eyed, useless is one of the things that he goes.
Squinty-eyed, useless.
I think we should say here too. But you've known this guy. You know this guy well.
From day
From
one.
work.
Yes, but you knew him. And did he tell you that from day point, first day of you working?
Within the first week, we were starting to give it to each other. Yeah, maybe we didn't start off quite as mean. Like, it's gotten quite mean sometimes.
Yeah.
I think some people would think maybe these guys don't like each other, but he's a great guy.
But if he told you, "Oh, okay, I don't want to do that anymore," you would have stopped.
No, I kept picking on him.
Oh my God.
No, yes, you would have stopped.
You would have stopped. If you're told, "Oh, can you please not call me that?"
Yes.
I think as you're a good person, you'd stop. This lady, she's just asking for it at this point.
Yeah, I think
I
she's...
think she's,
Don't comment on someone's weight.
I
full
get
stop.
the sense that she's potentially a little jealous.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but
of
that's
her.
not...
And this again, it's like you have to kind of get in touch with why you're behaving like that. It's not
Yeah.
cool.
But it's not this person's fault because
No.
the other person who's overweight is uncomfortable or jealous or whatever.
I feel like
And it might give her the
Chunky.
kickstart to lose some weight. She might be like, "You, I don't want to be called Chunky anymore. I'm going to get as skinny as you."
maybe. Yeah, no, you did
But the
it.
thing is, you got to be a little bit considerate on to
Do
about
you think
weight.
chunky was a mean word though?
No, not at all. She could have called her a hell of a lot worse.
So she's calling this girl thin, slim, toothpick. She could have an eating disorder.
Yeah, that's right.
You know,
it's not okay.
You can't comment on someone's weight, particularly
I would have
Handle
called
it back.
if you can't handle it back. That's right. If you
the only thing I'm thinking right now is like fat boy. Like if someone called me slim, I'd call them fat boy because like fat boy slim. No.
Bum, bum.
On that note,
Justin,
let's
did you
move
get
across.
that one?
No.
Justin's the music sound guy.
Yeah.
You know who Fat Boy Slim is, right?
Yeah, well, we know who Fat Boy Slim is, but that doesn't correlate. Yeah. It's all right. Okay, last one. Do we have time for one more?
I don't think so.
Okay, I can't read
I
this.
don't.
Read the...
Because you're a Bye, everyone.
Jesus. See yous.
Thanks for joining us and listening to the Workplace Inappropriate podcast. As a business owner, I'm very grateful for the other businesses that we work with to make this possible. Our suppliers do an impeccable job and we're so grateful for Premier Sound and Lighting. Justin Myers, thank you for making us sound so good. Dave, in Ireland, we had to go all the way to Ireland to find the best production guy there is, but you make us look good and you keep it classy with your editorial. Thank you very much. To Anthony, our voiceover guy, you're the best voiceover guy there is. Thank you. Jess Ritchie from Transformational Brand Lab, thank you for our branding and imagery. It's just beautiful. Thank you for listening and we'll see you next month.
Thanks for listening to Workplace Inappropriate from workplacepositive.com. Workforce Positive offers a fresh approach to bullying and harassment prevention training. Our training goes beyond the legislative definitions. We apply learning to real examples so that your team are equipped to make the best possible decisions on their conduct. With the Workplace Inappropriate Training Program, employers have access to monthly live training to induct new team members every 30 days, ensuring that you're always current with your legal obligations to actively prevent bullying and harassment at work. We have your policy, process, conduct charter, and training covered, all in one place. Contact workforcepositive.com at www.workforcepositive.com to learn more.